have been cut off. That is rude. And we're back. Yeah, but it's okay, I'm back. I still need a topic. I can't stop until you guys... We are not... No, we do not need to call... We do not speak of that name here. But I still need a topic to info dump on, guys. Nobody's given me a topic yet. I can't info dump on topic. No, I don't want a satellite, and I don't talk about that man. I don't talk about that man or his weird trucks. But I still need a topic to info dump on, guys. Binks. I know we crashed. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna pick a topic and I'm gonna start info dumping. You guys get to hear about the tutors. You guys are gonna get to hear about the tutors in whatever funny voice this is. Looney redeemed it, but she never gave me a topic, so I don't know. They did a silly voice. They want a silly voice info dump. I still don't have a topic, so I'm just gonna go with the tutors because that is one I can talk about all day long. So, divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. We all kind of know that one, right? Now, I'm going to tell y'all why Anne Boleyn is my favorite of the 6 wives of Henry VIII. And why I think Elizabeth I was her absolute ultimate revenge. That's not to say that Elizabeth I was not without her flaws, because that woman, well, she did have a lot of them. I mean, she was a good queen, but she did have some other issues. But I'm not going to talk about that. You think she sounds... You think... Okay, so my cowboy voice. Okay, fine. Fine. I'll go British again. Do I need to go British again? I can keep doing the British silly voice. All right, well, I'm talking about the Tudors, so I suppose that it's only fair that I go in a silly voice, that I go British while talking about the Tudors. And the cat, my cat is still wondering what the fuck is wrong with me. You know what, Binks? Binks, my darling, my sweet, sweet little fluffy kitty baby. I ask myself that every single day. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do ask myself that. Well, to be quite honest, they did not have, to be quite honest, Anne Boleyn made a choice, but she didn't have much of a choice, but, she did, indeed, after 6 years of pursuit, she told him no. Jane Seymour, I don't quite think she expected him to actually behead the first wife, just kind of set her aside, sent her off to the country, perhaps, which he didn't. We all know, May 19th, 1536, off with the poor woman's head. So, Jane Seymour, I'm not entirely certain that, if she hadn't given him the son, she would have been the most beloved wife of Henry VIII that he claimed she was. She was, pretty close to having some of her own issues as well. And then, of course, we have, you know, she dies in childbirth. Henry's like, I got my son. I got my good. I got my boy. It's all good. But, you know, they're all like, yes, Your Majesty, you have a son. However, what if the boy dies? You need another son. You got 2 daughters here, but, you need another son. That's not going to do us any good. You need another son. So, they're like, all right, what about Anne of Cleves? She's certainly quite beautiful. She's very beautiful. And then they're like, He's like, alright. Yes, she is lovely. I will admit, this picture makes her quite lovely. And then he's like, you know what? You know what? I don't think that she is as pretty as you made her out to be. In fact, I don't like her, but you guys know why. You're in a history lesson because nobody picked an info topic for me to info dump in a silly voice, so I'm info dumping about the Tudors because nobody picked a topic. So that's what I'm doing while I am doing some editing things on my screen over here. So that's why you're in a history lesson, Monty. Now, I will continue. So, the truth of the matter is, it was not necessarily her portrait. That's what he told everyone. But, basically, what happened is he thought it would be a grand old time if he decided to dress up like a peasant and try and kiss Anne of Cleves. Anne of Cleves, of course, is over there going, sir, I don't know who you are. I am a good woman. I am a chaste woman. And I am going to marry the king. And I cannot be kissing this strange commoner. That's not a thing that I can be. So, he was very, very, very angry. And then, of course, he was also having some issues in the bedroom because he's getting to be, quite robust. He has a leg injury from a few years back that's never quite healed right, and let's just say that certain things are not rising to the occasion the way they should. But to be quite honest, Anne of Cleves really did quite make out the best out of all 6 of the wives. She really did. He grants her the divorce. She gets the Palace of Richmond. She is the king's beloved sister. She never marries again, but she's quite set up for the rest of her life. Then there was poor Catherine Howard. A mere 16, 17, possibly 18-year-old girl who really, really, really was an extra daughter cast off to an older aunt who had been more or less seduced by older men from the time she was about 13, and then the king runs around and he's like, I like you. And of course all her past exploits are hidden from the king, and there is speculation as to her relationship with one Thomas Culpeper, that it was a mutual relationship, or rather forced on the part of Thomas Culpeper, and the queen herself was more or less raped. Either way, she lost her head. It was quite tragic. And then we have the last wife, the one who survived. Catherine Parr. Well, she didn't survive long. Why? Because she decides to marry a man, gets pregnant, dies in childbirth. And 2 years later, her daughter disappears too. There's a lot more I could say about Jane Seymour and the rest of them, but I still like Anne Boleyn the best. I think you have gotten your redeem's worth of silly voice and info dump. I hope y'all are happy. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the game now. I cannot do both. I cannot do both. Okay, so we are starting day 7 again. I'm gonna try and see if I can finish this up. But I'm warning you guys right now. If I get too much, I'm probably just gonna switch over to, like, I don't know, Fallout or something. But I'm gonna try and finish this game up. So, we have, where's Binks? Where's our kitty? There's our kitty. Hi, kitty. Yes, Binks. We pet the kitty. And we got money yesterday, so we need to log in. Let's see. Has a litter box. Scratching post, I think. Scratching post. So what I want to do is I definitely want to buy the five one. Forget we wasted all your money yesterday. Well, y'all have time to redeem. Your favorite fact about Henry VIII is in his youth. That's right, the Pope did name him Defender of the Faith. He would be excommunicated. Probably Noodle Man. Or, I believe Silent Being gifted some things. Okay, not Silent Being. Probably Noodle Man. And yes, I need the big backpack before I unlock the basement. Okay, I'm gonna buy some high quality cat food here. Stop going to sleep. I can't afford it right now. But I want to buy a scratching post. Oh, right. Gotta open a package before I can get another package. Cat food. Very important. Because it'll keep the cat happier. It'll add extra happiness to the cat. I don't know, because it doesn't say who my number ones are. Alright, scratching post, please. Scratching post for Kitty. Alright, Binks gets a scratching post. Nice. Nice. Alright, I have $44 left. Good. And now... print order. Alright. D202. Oh. I thought I ordered that. I did. Oh. It helps if I hang it up. There we go. I was like, I know I ordered the 5 ticket rung. Where'd it go? I can't buy it again. I already bought it. I just forgot to hang it up. Why is the game not showing for you guys? Okay, it is. It just wasn't showing on my end. Okay, that's better. Okay, and I need a picture of these. It makes it so much easier to keep track of. Plus, it helps me to keep the keypad Tetris. Oh yeah, 25-second delay. Gotcha. Okay, and let me go ahead and just go over here into settings, display and brightness, auto lock, never. So my phone won't go to sleep on me. Yeah, Noodleman has donated a lot. Alright. Let's see. We got a D, E, B, Q, M. Okay. I think the B3 The D2 and the B3 probably will be the easiest ones to start with. Okay. I pet the cat. I've got the cat food for later. I want my box. Some of my, come on. Thank you. There was another, maybe that was Finn. That might have been Finn. Yes, the bag is 300. 285 is my goal for today. So I'm getting to where I can buy the backpack. I just have to survive. Alright. We want D2, O2, and B3, O3. Alright. Oh yeah, guys, we have the running shoes. We have the running shoes. That certainly helps. Okay, B2... Oh, it's B303. Okay. Oh, that was close AF. Oh, hey, Looney. Just a heads up. Next time you do an info dump, you gotta pick a topic before you leave too. Unless you were always here. Anyway, I went on about the tutors. That's a topic that I will happily go on about. Okay. Alright. B3. O2. B3. O3. Fantastic. Ah, that's fair enough. Okay. Where you at? I hear you. I hear you, my dude. Come on, I gotta get to D2. Where is he at? Oh, are you at, Squishy? Missy's not broke. Oh. Oh, Missy is broke. I don't need this right now. Oh, she... What the... She's so utterly horrified by everything. She's not wanting to... I have to restart her. Oh my gosh. Guys. She literally, literally said nope. Okay. Okay. Anytime now, camera. Okay. She's, not wanting to move. Oh, there she goes. Okay, good to know. Is she back in OBS where she belongs? Oh my gosh. I don't know why she slouches like that, guys. Do I not have... Back to normal. I don't know how to put her back to normal. Like, R's not... There it goes. Okay. She's not really following me. Silent, you don't have to clip everything. Just because they're being weird. It's just, I'm aware she's glitching. And okay. I'm just gonna have to, no. Don't determine my expression, okay? Just don't do that. Okay. Can we talk like... Okay. I'm trying to fix my avatar. I will info dump in a minute. She's not doing what she's supposed to do. So, like, just give me, like, a couple of minutes, and then I'll info dump on whatever Looney wants me to info dump on. So go ahead and pick a topic while I am trying to get her to actually do what she's supposed to be doing. Okay. Okay, y'all want me to choose. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I think she's doing a little better now. Well, I pulled the game, but I still have it in pause. So, topic. Well, I know absolutely nothing about the Apothecary Diaries. So, I can't help you with that. It's an anime that, has been on my list. Oh, I have a friend, actually. She's, in the doll group. I can do sewing. But, she cosplayed as one of the characters from Apothecary Diaries. That would probably be the extent of my... So, when I was 5 years old, I had this little baby doll that, had a cloth body, and between her legs, the little seam had basically, come apart. And so I asked my mother... I was like 5, so I'm like, Mommy, can you fix my baby? And at the time, my mom was caring for her elderly mother, and she was caring for a 15-year-old, a 15-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 5-year-old. It's a very busy woman. And so for like a solid week, I kept asking her to fix this baby, right? Only, she's like, Missy, which actually Missy was my childhood nickname, and it is still a nickname that I go by. So that's why Missy gets lost. So, she's like, Missy, baby, I will fix it, okay? I will get to it. Only she didn't for like a whole week. So I knew where her sewing machine was. Not that I knew how to run the sewing machine, but I knew she had like needles and stuff and some of them were threaded. So I grabbed this needle that was already threaded, already knotted, like bright orange thread. I remember it was bright orange thread. And so I did the absolute worst sewing job on this little baby. And I come to my mom, and my mom's like, Missy, baby, I will fix it. And I'm like, no, mommy, I already fixed it. I already fixed her. I just need you to cut it. Because I'm not allowed, because I wasn't allowed to use scissors, so I couldn't cut it myself. So my mom saw this, and after that, my mom set me down, and she basically taught me basic hand sewing. She taught me how to sew on buttons. Um, and over my childhood, I just kind of ran with it. I would make like scrap fabric because my mom would take like really long t-shirts and add fabric at the bottom of them to make t-shirt dresses, and then as I got older, she'd take the skirt off and then I just had a t-shirt. I preferred dresses as a kid. I just wore a lot of dresses. And because it was the late 80s and early 90s, a lot of one-piece clown suits. Do not miss those. But anyway, my mom tried to teach me how to use the sewing machine. I completely rejected the sewing machine. So I hand sewed for a vast majority of my life into adulthood. But as a kid, I would make things like little Barbie quilts, Barbie pillows. My aunt taught me how to do embroidery. So I learned how to do that. I started making quilts, but I always sewed for like my Barbies and stuff when I was little. They weren't great. They weren't great. It wasn't until 2012 when we got into ball joint dolls and all that I really, really got good at sewing. And I will admit, Monty's the one who pretty much taught me how to use a sewing machine. And honestly, I can't hand sew now because it is so slow and so tedious. But the very first thing that I sewed for my very first resin ball joint doll was a nightgown made out of a sleeve of an old, I don't even know where I got it from, but it had been trimmed off. I'm pretty good now at manipulating patterns, altering patterns. Monty is actually pretty good. Well, not pretty good. She's amazing at actually taking measurements and actually making patterns. But there was one day where I had made this dress and I decided it needed an Alice in Wonderland kind of look to it. So I figured out how to make an apron. That took me about 3 hours from basically starting the pattern to actually having a finished pattern and then sewing it up. It was it was mostly just like rectangles and other shapes sort of thing. But yeah, sometimes from the idea to actually making something, it can take days or weeks even. I watched a class on doing tote bags, so I now know how to make tote bags. So I did those in human size, and then I'm like, you know what? This would not be that hard to figure out what to do in doll scale. So I did, in fact, figure that out in doll scale. Not only have I figured out how to make tote bags, I figured out how to make messenger bags, and I figured out how to make a backpack. The backpack probably took me 3 or 4 different versions to get the dimensions right, the straps right, the drawstring right, the flap right, the pockets right, because I like to have pockets in all my bags. They're not just, and plus they're lined, so that construction takes a while. But I was really, really proud of that backpack. Really proud of the backpacks. Um, So yeah, I haven't done as much sewing of late as I would like, but last year, well, not last year, but this past February, I figured out how to do a tiered dress. Oh, it's very, very cute. And it was made out of this mushroom fabric. Maybe I will post the picture of my doll in it in the Discord group if y'all want. Anyway, that's my info dump on sewing. All right, now let's not die from this guy. Oh, I hear him. It's quite okay. It's quite literally just it's this adorable fabric that had mushrooms on it. I'll go ahead and post the picture in the Discord. I'm gonna do that off an artist showcase because why not? Sorry, I have to scroll because it was a while ago, and I have a lot of memes on my phone. I save a lot of memes. But the dresses that we took with us to sell, they sold pretty fast, I'm not even gonna lie. Ah, there we go. Alright, guys. I posted a picture, and you can see it's like a black fabric with like mushrooms on it. It is the cutest thing. And then I also made this version where it was a slightly shorter dress. But, oh, it's all, it's all messy though. But it had, leggings in kind of a yellowish mustard fabric that looked really good, but I don't want to share that picture of that because, the room is a mess. But I posted a picture. Alright. Now let's see if we can survive this guy, huh? Whoop. Oh, Lord, he's coming. There he is. Ooh, I don't like it, this guy. Nobody asked you, Billy Bob. No, there's no managers. Look, I am so sorry, ma'am. But I'm sorry, we cannot take returns from 2010, okay? It is 2025. Ma'am, I'm sorry. We cannot take an item from 15 years ago. I don't care if it still has the tag on it, ma'am. I can't help you. Yes, we have the shoes. Okay. At least I'm on the right aisle now. That's... Oh, nope. Oh, we're on the right aisle. We're on D. We're on D3, but I need to get to D2. Ugh. Oh my god, I wish he would just go away, this dude. Billy Bob! Billy Bob! There's no manager! We can't help you! I'm sorry, but screaming at me is not going to be able to make me help you. If Monty doesn't pay attention right away, it's because Monty is editing the submarine. Monty is very hard working. She is hard at work. Whew. I'm gonna have to feed my cat when I get back, and I'm already on the first one. No, it's not Mickey Mouse. Disney would never. Okay? Billy Bob would not be this terrifying. I would have been kidnapped. It would be a very cute thing, not this. Okay. D2, O2. Yeesh. D202. Yes, thank you. But I do wish Wamazon would, you know, improve their working conditions. Yes, I see you. You're adorable, crawling around. Whew. Good grief. Okay, so we got the first 2 orders, and the cat is not doing so well. Because I took so freaking long. That's Goofy 101. No. Goofy 101 was never that terrifying. No, what we all